In this video, we will learn how Flexera SaaS Management helps organizations achieve vendor compliance. We want to answer the question of how to consolidate vendors and negotiate contracts with data for SaaS-only vendors. Like we touched on earlier, SaaS applications are great because they are easy to purchase, easy to assign, but can be a nightmare to manage, especially when it comes to cost and having inaccurate usage data. Like we touched on in our previous videos, multiple discovery sources for SaaS is really important. Relying on just one data source might not be sufficient. It's important to have a combination of those sources, including desktop activity, which is monitored by the agent, browser activity monitored by the browser extension, as well as CASB and SSO activity. This gives your organization a constant view of what people are actually using across the different platforms so that you can go into your next vendor renewal from a place of data rather than estimations. For this video, let's focus on a SaaS-only vendor such as Zoom. We're going to assume that the agent and the browser extension have been successfully configured. So what's left is to configure the Zoom connector as well as the Entra ID connector. Go over to this link here, which is in the description below. It'll guide you through the prerequisites and the procedures. Now, to match usage against the users, it's important to also configure the Entra or the Okta connector. The steps will be very similar. Follow the prerequisites and the procedure. And once you're ready, head over to the platform, go to SaaS, add connectors, go to Zoom, add connector, and key in your details. Name the connector, account ID, client secret, set the schedule, and hit save. You can repeat this step for your Entra and your Okta. And at any point in time, if you need help, you can click up here, and this will take you to the documentation link. Now that we've configured the Zoom connector, we can go to subscriptions, and we can see what we have put in. In this case, we put in two types of subscriptions, basic user and licensed user type. We can also see the purchase, activity, inactivity, or no activity. And clicking into one of them, we can see the total purchase as well as the potential savings here. Now, importantly, because we're also consolidating usage across different metrics, agent, browser extension, as well as SSO, we can see that there's a whole bunch of users here that have been assigned a subscription but have not used it recently. You can click in here and see who are the inactive users. When it comes to going to your next renewal, you might not need to buy 638 subscriptions, but maybe you can go with 610 or even 600 based on the activity level. In this case, you might also want to target users who were last active maybe more than a month ago, maybe 6 months. If we come back to subscriptions, and let's look at something like Slack. Here we're trying to address the challenge of being oversubscribed. Here we can see for Slack, utilization is very high. Slack Pro, and we can see there's a large number of subscriptions that have been assigned to users who have not used it recently. In this case, we bought fewer subscriptions than we have assigned out, but there's a large number of them who have not been actually using their subscription. So going to your next renewal, maybe there's no need to buy close to 10,000 subscriptions. Maybe half that amount or even 10% of that amount is sufficient. Going over to details, you can see a warning here. The subscription is over-assigned. You are assigning a larger quantity of subscriptions that you have purchased from the vendor. To address this, you can either unassign subscriptions or reconcile this quantity in your contract with your vendor. Now that you understand how Flexera SaaS Management helps address vendor compliance, please remember to configure the different connectors as well as the different discovery sources so that you have broad and deep coverage of your SaaS usage in your environment. If you'd like more information, please visit our community pages or Flexera docs to find out how to configure these within your platform. Thank you.